Two ancient Egyptian mummies are on permanent display in eastern Indiana's Wayne County. Sophia Salaby has more on the history of the mummies and how they're being preserved.
You have to go down the stairs at Earlham College's Joseph Moore Museum and into a display area that looks like a burial chamber to find the school's mummy. It's been on display at the museum since 1889, and according to hieroglyphics on its coffin, the mummy was a daughter of a priest who lived during the end of the Egyptian Empire.
She is very important to us and important to our history and important to our students that can look at her.
But the mummy has been in its current storage case since the 1950s, and Lewis says it's just not good enough to keep it preserved.
We really need to come up with a plan that is going to let her survive for the next 150 years.
That's where grant money from the National Endowment for the Humanities will come in. Lewis says a $4,000 grant the museum recently received will help them kickstart their conservation efforts. They plan to hire a designer to create a new case for the mummy. And just 10 minutes away, Indiana's only other Egyptian mummy is on display at the Wayne County Historical Museum. The mummy is approximately 3,000 years old, older than the Earlham College mummy by about 600 years. But museum staff knows less about it because it was buried in a coffin that belonged to somebody else.
Our guy is just an average guy like you and me, and he was going to be buried, and his family only had enough money to pay for a reused coffin.
It might be strange that the state's only mummies on display ended up in the same county, so close to each other. But Lewis says the Richmond community was prosperous, especially towards the end of the 19th century, and had the resources to buy rare artifacts like the mummies.
I think it was a community that was really curious and focused on bringing things from around the world to our town.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Sophia Salaby.